25 minutes past 5. We've got 5 minutes to talk to Eddie Kocwa, CEO of BOSSCAP. Now, these cars are only available in the United States, and I've been looking over there thinking Australians love big cars, right? Enormous, powerful cars. And this is that. It can tow 3.5 tonnes and it's electric. And I ran into you in the coffee shop across the road and said, why can't we get them here? And you said...
We definitely can.
Hey, so tell me about it.
Well, look, our business, BOSSCAP Group, has a company called AUSEV. We import the F-150 Lightning from America, bring it to our factory in Brisbane. Another one of our companies called Advanced Manufacturing Queensland. We remanufacture the F-150 Lightning to right-hand drive, and then we sell it all around Australia and to other right-hand drive countries.
Okay, but you're saying it popped my, enthusiasm very quickly, because you're saying really it's for miners, it's for airports, it's for people on the wharves. Why is that?
Well, miners are party to the safeguard mechanism. They need to decarbonise, and the F-150 Lightning, it works perfectly for them. You know, when you've got a use case where they go back to a depot or they can charge on site, they're not concerned about range as much, and it does a great job, and it reduces maintenance costs.
Okay, because we should tell people, I've just leapt into this because I know what an F-150 Lightning is. I saw the ad on the Super Bowl and I was trying to find it. It was somebody, F-150. They were trying to make it really macho with this voice. Why is it such a breakthrough vehicle? Why is it so beloved in Texas, where there are more hats than cattle?
Well, in America, the F-150, the petrol version, is the greatest selling vehicle for nearly 50 years. So it's America's, truck. So when they decided to go electric, they did it right. And they've over-engineered it. It's reliable, and it's trusted by defence and emergency services. So that's the vehicle. If you're going to go electric, it's the vehicle for the world.
Yeah. So when did you realise there was a demand for it here as a vehicle, right? Because if you go into the parking lot over the road at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre, you'll see a whole bunch of wannabe F-150s. None of them are electric.
Yep. Okay, 2022. Our business had been operating for about 10 years, and we were bringing in the big American gas guzzlers, and we thought there have to be a different way. So in 2022, started to pivot the entire operation, invested $14 million tooling up our factory here in Brisbane.
How many people do you employ?
100.
Wow.
Yeah.
To change it over.
To change it over and also upfit them for the mines. So we started that in 2022, and then in 2024 we launched it softly, and then in April this year we launched it for the mining sector after a year of testing and validation.
And you're saying to me that the reason it works for those industries, whether it's the airport with that massive towing capacity, is because they're kind of driving in circles so they don't have the range anxiety.
That's exactly it. And the other thing, which you think about for airports and whatnot, they're a party to what's called the Security of Critical Infrastructure Act. So that regulates where the tech that you have in runways or critical infrastructure, where it comes from. The American stuff passes all the security clearances, and it can be used in those things like ports, defence, and airports.
Okay. So suddenly they're required, particularly in the mining sector, they're covered by some of those climate agreements where they're required to drive down their emissions. This is one way to do it. You've also sold it to other, as you say, right-hand drive countries. Where else is the demand for it coming from?
Well, one of our first orders was with the United Nations. The vehicles went into Samoa, where they're being used over there to back up the power grid. So when the power grid is a little bit unstable and it might cut out for a few hours a day, the F-150 Lightning can be plugged up to the house and keep it running. It's very good for doctor surgeries, emergency places. So we've got them in Samoa. We've also exported to Barbados, New Zealand, and we're working on Africa at the moment.
So when you think about Samoa and the risk of the lights going, what does it do? Keep the critical infrastructure going when the lights go out?
Absolutely. So they have power over in those countries, but the thing is it's unstable, the grid. It might cut out for a few hours a day. So if you've got this big mobile battery pack, sometimes 131 kilowatt hours ready to go, you can run a house for 2 weeks.
You could run your hospital network if you needed to, if you had a fleet of them and you were in a Pacific country where you were liable to lose power.
Well, not just that. You think about what happened with the cyclones recently. If we had these vehicles up north, there'd be power ready to go. I mean, our factory, we had to send people home with no power. Now we've got this bi-directional charger because they're sorted for the grid, and we can run the whole factory for the day.
And when you're talking about bi-directional charging, that's increasing a thing in all EVs, which is you can charge it and then you can let it go. You can let the power back out. And this is where I first heard about it, was in Texas, where they had a terrible storm and they used them there. Thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about it. Fantastic. F-150, a brilliant vehicle. changing the world.